Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Munioluwa Ogulaye. In today's video, we're going to be talking about letter of recommendation. So letter of recommendation is one of the documents that you need to submit when applying to any university in the United States as an international student. It's an opportunity for the admission committee to know about you through a third party voice. So in this video, I'm going to be answering questions like who should give you letter of recommendation, how many letter of recommendation do you need for your application, and how should your letter of recommendation be forwarded to the universities that you're applying to in the United States. And last but not the least is that what are the things that should be included in your letter of recommendation that will facilitate or even give you an higher chance of getting your admission and in some instance scholarship as an international student. But before we go any further in this video, if you've not subscribed to this YouTube channel, please subscribe, like, share, turn the notification bell so that when new videos drop on this platform, you'll be notified accordingly. So, who should give you a letter of recommendation? Generally, they always say that your professor, your lecturer, your instructor from an academic setting should give you a letter of recommendation. This is because grad school or even undergrad or even doctoral program is an academic setting. So they need someone that can vouch about your academic prowess and your ability to survive as a student in the United States. So most times they always recommend that your professor should give you a letter of recommendation. But one of the questions that people have asked me is that what about if you attended a school that you guys are much in your class? Like for example, I went to University of Lagos and in my class we're about I think 270 to 300, I can't remember. We're that much. So how will a professor know me? So what I always say that some professors in your class that are student friendly that you can actually meet, because most of these professors, it's a good thing that their students are going to grad school, so they may not like know you one on one or have like a very close professor and student relationship with you, but you need to like show them that either you've been to their class or they've taught you before or they supervise a project that you did as the student and ask them for a letter of recommendation. But please reach out to them about a letter of recommendation on time. I did a video on how to write an email requesting for letter of recommendation. Please check it out. It's going to be in the description box. And also, even if you attend, like, let's say you did a professional course, so I believe that instructors from such professional course like business schools that you attended can give you a letter of recommendation, as the case may be. Another person that can give you a letter of recommendation can be your employer, both current or former employer can give you a letter of recommendation that will speak to your ability to manage, to lead, to be productive, to be initiative, to be hardworking. So either your former or current employer can give you a letter of recommendation. Also, if you have volunteered for either non-profit organization, such organization can give you a letter of recommendation. Also, if you served in your church, because the church is considered a non-profit organization within the American context, so your church as a organization can give you a letter of recommendation talking about your ability. Someone well about your person and speak well about your person basically should give you a letter of recommendation. Also, I feel like a mentor can give you a letter of recommendation, like a professional mentor can give you a letter of recommendation. So the next question is how many letter of recommendation that you need. So some schools will say two are required, maximum four. So if in those instances, there's a time I applied to a school and the minimum is two, the maximum was four. I made sure to submit four. I got two for my professors, one from an employee, and another one from a professional mentor. Like so, normally the schools will request for two, like that's like the minimum threshold. But if the school requires like say maximum of four, I will recommend that you get like three from there. So get one from your professor, one from an employer, and if you have another professor that can give you the third one, or like a non-profit organization that you worked for that can give you another one, please go for it. All we are trying to do is to increase your chances of you getting admission and sometimes scholarship, as the case may be. That's the third question is that how should the letter of recommendation be submitted? So sometimes the school can university can ask you to submit the email, the contact of your recommender, so that the university will send a link to your recommender to upload your letter of recommendation. While some instances, the university will ask you to send request that your recommender should send the letter of recommendation via mail. So as the case may be, if you check the breakdown, the application, you will see what exactly the university request. There's a particular school I applied to that they request that my recommender should send my letter of recommendation via mail. So the my recommender had to send it via mail. So you need to stick to what the university requests for. And most schools will not allow their applicants to upload the letter of recommendation by themselves. How you submit your letter of recommendation depend on the university. Either can either be through email or through mail, or the university you're applying for asking you to submit the email of your recommender, which they will send a link to them to upload your letter of recommendation. But please, before you submit any email or contact of any person to be your recommender, make sure that you've informed this recommender ahead of time. So what information should be included in your letter of recommendation? In the email requesting for letter of recommendation, you need to inform them that the course you are studying, how you met the person. So in your letter of recommendation, your recommender has to talk about the type of relationship you have. Can be like you taught I taught this particular student in this class. And also recently, recommenders are also including a clause in letter recommendation asking that if there is opportunity for graduate assistantship or scholarship, that the university should consider. So you can also ask your recommender to include that in the email. Also, if there are certain qualification or skills or knowledge that the university require of you to have, you can write that your professor should include that in letter of recommendation. For instance, if you're applying for a course in like information technology and they say that you must have knowledge of certain application or certain technicalities that relate to computer software, and this professor taught you that course in your class, you can request respectfully from your recommender should include that in your letter of recommendation, which will cover that requirement. I hope you find this very, very helpful to you, even as you gather and submit your various document for your applications and as an international student. Please, if you have any question regarding letter of recommendation, please drop in the comment section. I'll respond to them as soon as possible. And please do not forget to take those baby steps in 2024, because great vision, great wealth, and greatness lie on the premise of small baby steps. Till we meet again in our next video, stay blessed and bye bye.